Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's Peggy from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And so today we're going to talk about what that moon is doing April 20th through April 26th. So we start out with the sun now in Taurus. So happy birthday to all the Tauruses in your life, right? So, couple of things. I really want to thank everybody for when you hit that thumbs up button and when you leave me a comment. It does help the analytics of my channel, which is very useful considering that I was gone for a month and YouTube seems to have forgotten about me. But more importantly, it connects our energy. So I sit in meditation before I do your video and I channel messages for you, but I put everybody's name down that's left me a comment so I can really tap in. And so it allows me to get messages that are more likely to resonate for you. That is one thing. The other thing I really want to encourage you to do is to check out your sun, your moon, your rising. If you don't know what they are, there are free calculators online that will help you find that. Just put in the search bar that, free astrological chart. Don't pay for it. There's free ones out there. You need the time that you were born and the date. The place in order to get that correctly. But what that does, that rising sign, that ascendant, where the sun was on the horizon at the moment that you were born, that sets up where your houses are, which is when I say, well, this is in your third house, your fourth house. I'm really talking to the Cancer risings, right? This is in your third house, your fourth house, whatever. And so it makes a difference because the Cancer sun, that is how you feel inside. That is how you're viewing the world. That is how you see things and how you feel and where you're comfortable at. But that rising sign, that's your destiny. Everything that happens when the planets are moving around, when they're triggering things, where they're healing things, where it's a good positive, it's because of where it is in the houses that you are and where things are hitting and striking. And so knowing that is a very vital, helpful piece of information, a great tool to help you figure out what's going on. And so I always encourage you to try to figure out what the rising signs are. If you don't know your rising sign, sometimes we can kind of narrow it down with a few questions. I've been able to do that for several people. It's easier when I know them really well, but it's still possible. The moon sign is, it's how you feel, it's how you react, it's how you respond. Now, the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and so if you know your birthday, you could land on the right moon, but if it feels not quite right, not seemingly true, go to the next sign because it might have changed signs that day on you. So just kind of figure out where you are on that. Okay. All right. So, your channeled message. So I got really small channeled messages today for whatever reason. They were just like these little snippets, and I was boom into the energy right away with everybody. And so I'm like, okay, so what's going on with Cancer? And boom, I'm on a beach, and I'm always happy to be on a beach. And I was like, well, that's nice. And there's this island. It was kind of tropical looking. So there was this island off across the water, and I thought, ooh, I'd like to paddle out there, And the sun was shining, and it was as warm and as comfortable. I thought, well, this is a really nice beach day. And so because I wasn't really getting a lot today, I went to the Foxfire, the Oracle of the Kitsune, to get more information and guidance on every sign, and you have the richness within, which to me makes a lot of sense because I just felt so happy and content inside because, I'm Cancer, and so being on the beach always makes me feel that way. But anyways, this is each of us has worlds within us, ideas that swirl and dance, thoughts of depth and beauty, feelings and events in our lives and in the life of the world, which often are never born into the world that lies beyond the borders of the self. There are the feelings deemed too strong, too sad, too difficult for others to hear. We do not want to be rejected or thought ill of, so we keep so much within. It is within our private moments that we can explore those ideas, let them be free, and see what can come of them. This card is your sign to give some of this beautiful wealth of ideas and thoughts, all the words and feelings unspoken, their freedom at last. For within you now is a safe place, akin to this place where the kitsune, in the form of a girl, allows her own creative, deep thoughts their release. And as they tumble about in their newfound freedom, she will find that they have purpose and value and meaning in life beyond that of the mind. Likewise, you too, seeker, will now find a safe place to release, to expand, to share, and to wonder aloud. You will permit yourself to open up and to feel out loud. And although there will be sadness and there will be a feeling that so many others avoid, it is time for you to allow those feelings their moment to grow outside of yourself. All that you have held within you is no longer taboo, no longer forbidden. It is a part of the rich path of your humanity, and you are encouraged now to find a safe place, a safe friend, a nourishing place, an environment to speak to the wonders that lie within you into the world, and in doing so, enrich it beyond its measure. And so, as I'm reading that, I'm thinking, about how I feel so comfortable on the beach. And so for me, that is my safe place. That is my comfortable place. That is where I allow myself to think. And yeah, I'm looking across at that island and I'm thinking, I want to go over there. I want to explore that. I want to do this. I want to, and so finding that space inside of yourself where you find that peace, where you find that contentment, or in the conversation with a close friend. This is a week to kind of connect with your inner self, to find out what it is that you want to explore. Where do you want to go? Maybe that you do this through a conversation with somebody that you really care about. Maybe you do this through journaling. Maybe you do this by just sitting in meditation in a quiet space. There seems like there's a real opportunity for you this week to really connect with what it is that you want, which is great. We have a new moon coming up this week, so an opportunity to plant seeds of intention for where you want to go. So getting in touch with what it is that you want, what makes you feel good, that would be the place to start. So, wow, lots of information coming for you. Okay, so when we start off at 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday with the moon moving into Aries, this is some interesting energy because right away it hits Chiron and comes into conjunction with Chiron. And Chiron is the deep wounded healer, and so it's those feelings that are coming up that need to be healed, that need to be managed. A lot of times our defense is to deny. We deny that this is a thing. We deny. But if we can feel our feelings, which Cancer, thank God, we're good at. A lot of signs struggle with that. Feel your feelings. They're good for you. Hanging on to them is not, right? Allowing them to flow like the waves, in and out. Excuse me, I'm still getting over the virus, and so the coughing thing is a thing. So think about how you were feeling on March 24th, if you can remember that day. Because it's going to feel very much like that. Your insecurities might come out. People might be a little rash. This is the kind of the energy of the day. And then the sun is going to come into a square. That's the tough energy, that fighting energy with Saturn. So the sun, they both want what they want, how they want it. And so it gets very stressful. And so it could be a day of fear mongering. So there is a need to compromise. There is a need. The compromising is, what can I let go of that I don't really need so I can bring in the peace into my life? Is it the fears? Is it the anxieties? Is it somebody said something that really upset me, but it's rash energy, and so it really doesn't mean anything. Let's just let it go. What can you release? What can you let go of in order to manage this energy? Wow. I don't want to scare you or anything, but you really need to watch out for what other people are doing. Wednesday has really tough energy too. This week is just tough. You have Aries, the god of war, showing up. So the sun is moving out of Aries. It's at that 29 degrees of Aries this week. So that is when Aries is in full stride, in full power, in willing to go to war. And with all the other energies there, it is likely to be a kind of an explosive situation in your world. I don't want you to back down. I don't want you to not speak your truth because you have confidence. And so choose your battles wisely. Be confident in who you are. You have Horus, renewal. He's the god of death and rebirth. Some kind of an ending to create a new beginning. Be confident in you. Be confident in where you're going. So Cancer, I feel like for many Cancers, not all, clearly not all, but many of you have been going through some kind of a relationship cycle where it's been ending and you're getting ready to move on, move out of some sort of a situation that's been showing up for a lot. Now, This could be a job situation. It doesn't necessarily mean, but it's some kind of a partnership. It's something that you've been struggling with for a while, and I feel like things are going to kind of come to a head. Be confident in who you are and be willing to let go and release to find the peace to birth yourself into a new beginning, because that new moon promises a new beginning. And it promises that there is more on the other side, right? There's more opportunity, but it requires, this particular new moon in Taurus is very fertile ground. It requires patience, though, for the seeds of intention that you plant to produce 18 months from now. We're talking November of 2021. So knowing where you want to go and what it is that you want to do, planting the seeds of intention. You may not have a detailed plan, but you can be planning, especially if you're planning around things of finances. Taurus is in your 11th house if you're a Cancer rising. So that would be groups and group activities. So it could be around a situation like a place that you want to work, a community that you want to move to. It's some kind of, it's a highly visible community type of situation. And so having an idea of where you want to land. A lot of times when I'm making plans, I figure out where it is I want to be, and then I start working the steps back, and then until I get to where I am now. I find that's easier than trying to. So, you know those mazes that they have in the newspaper or whatever? Even when I was a small child, I'd always start at the center, which is where you're supposed to finish up, and I'd figure out how to get out of the maze by working backwards. I was super fast at doing it that way. The other way was confusing to me. So this might be a situation where you need to work a problem backwards so that you can plant your seeds of intention for where it is that you want to go, and then as you go along, you are able to find the next steps of the plan by working it backwards. You are being asked. So for this new moon, for your intentions, I wanted to know what you needed to know. And we have ask for your needs to be met. You have free will. We all have free will. But the gift of free will is that we get to choose. The responsibility of free will is that you have to ask for the help you need, because the universe can't bring you what you don't ask for. You have to tell them, I really want this. Your DNA listens to you. You know, your spirit guides listen to you. God, the angels, all this energy, everybody. You have to speak up. You have to speak what it is that you want. Mantras are really good for this. But even if you don't know what particularly you want, God help me is such a great prayer. It's such a great way to get that information out there, to figure out where it is you're going. So, on Thursday, the moon is going to come into conjunction with Uranus. You are going to have a feeling that comes out of freaking nowhere. I hope it's a positive one. It could absolutely be a positive one. Could be a negative one. I just wanted to say, though, if it's negative, let it flow through you. It's just the energy of the moon coming into conjunction with Uranus. It's just a feeling. A feeling is a momentary thing, right? It's not. It's your interpretation of the energy, right? So there is a need, though, with this moon in Taurus to work smarter, not harder. To be willing to open up and let go of things that don't serve you in order to create space, to create room, to create opportunities for things to come in that do matter, that you do want. But it starts with you asking for what it is you want. Now, circle Friday on your calendar as the day we all get to breathe easy, right? I mean, it is some nice energy this week. It's the only nice energy of the week, so enjoy it while you have it. Do something nice for yourself. You know, I feel like before this new moon, if you could take a saltwater bath and release some of the negative energy around you, would be very useful and very helpful for you to ground yourself before you and then sit down and write down your gratitude list, write down what it is that you want, and ask for guidance and protection in the process. That's a good way to go. So the moon is going to move into Gemini at 3:20 a.m. on Saturday. The moon is never happy in Gemini, just FYI. And then we have Pluto, though, going retrograde, which is actually a good thing. All this chaos and everything now is a chance to, it's like after the storm, you go back and you look to see what the damage is, what's salvageable, what isn't. Good opportunity to do that. But Mercury. So the moon's in the sign that's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is getting in a square, which is that fighting energy with both Pluto and, so that's transformation and expansion of Jupiter. And so, yeah, no, communication, not a great day for it. It is a great day, though, for you to think about that idea that's percolating in your mind and writing it down. A really good day for that, for assessing and reassessing and seeing where you are and where you want to go. And so you've planted your seeds of intention, and now start figuring out like the steps, like maybe the next two this way, and working your way backwards too. Like, how do I get to where it is that I want to go? There is a need to accept the situation for what it is. But when I see this card coming on the heels of ask for your needs to be met, this is also the acceptance of divine guidance, divine help, to help you for the growth in the situation, to move things forward in the way that you want. So you have your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith. Don't try to force it to happen. So that's about this. Asking for the help, planning ahead. And then you have yoga, exercise. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. That is a great way to use that Aries energy to release the negative, to get out there. So yoga, coming to the breath, right? Into the nose for 3 seconds, filling out your belly, and then releasing for at least 3 seconds, nice, low and slow. And if you make it audible, that's opening your throat chakra, which will help you also to communicate as you need to, when you need to. So yoga and then exercise, just going for a walk, just getting out there, just moving and switching the energy around. Very useful, very beneficial. Saturday, the sun, as though that wasn't enough. Saturday, the sun is going to come into conjunction with Uranus. This is going to create a sudden and unexpected change, a breakthrough. This could be in thoughts. This could be physical. It could be positive. It could be negative. With Uranus, who the heck knows, right? But something's going to come to light. It's going to be that aha moment. Hopefully it's a good one. So, this is so nice. You have Cherry. Live an extraordinary life. Believe in yourself. Believe in your hopes, your goals, your dreams. Fight for them. Fight for them. Be confident in it and fight for them. You know what? Fight for them. We have war, confidence, and renewal. Fight for your new life, for the new opportunities, for the new places you want to go. This might not be you actually fighting with anybody. This might be you fighting with yourself. I have the confidence to do this. I can create this for myself. That would be such amazing energy, and maybe that's the breakthrough you get this week. So fight for what you want, especially if you have to fight with yourself to get it. Like, be willing to let go of what you don't need and ask for the help to get what you do need. And remember this, there's always more than enough, and there's more on the way. There's always more than enough, and there's more on the way. You can do this, Cancer. I will see you next week. You take care of yourselves. Get out there and go for a walk.